How does the recent development of North Korea's second nuclear reactor change the dynamics on the global stage? Today we delve into the news about North Korea's operational second reactor at Yongbyon. Encapsulating the gravity of the situation, the discharge of warm water from this reactor signals that it has reached a state of criticality, a juncture where a nuclear chain reaction becomes self-sustaining. This development not only poses a significant risk to global peace and security, but also defies United Nations Security Council resolutions. To understand the significance of this development, one must first trace back the history of North Korea's nuclear program. It all started with a single nuclear reactor, a modest 5-megawatt plant that served as the sole source of plutonium for North Korea's weapons program. This reactor, which has been operational for some time, has been a critical component in North Korea's arsenal, providing the vital ingredients for its nuclear ambitions. Yet North Korea's nuclear aspirations didn't stop there. Observations have revealed that a second reactor, a light water reactor, now also appears to be operational. This conclusion is based on the detection of warm water being discharged from the facility, a telltale sign of a functioning nuclear reactor. This discharge indicates that the reactor has reached a state of criticality, where a nuclear chain reaction becomes self-sustaining. This development isn't just a technical upgrade, it represents a significant escalation in North Korea's nuclear capabilities. The light water reactor, like any nuclear plant, is capable of producing plutonium in its irradiated fuel. This plutonium can then be separated during reprocessing, turning it into a potential source of material for nuclear weapons. It's important to note that the construction and operation of this light water reactor flies in the face of United Nations Security Council resolutions. It's a move that has been deemed deeply regrettable by the international community, as it amplifies concerns about North Korea's nuclear intentions. The recent development is not an isolated incident, but rather a continuation of North Korea's long-standing nuclear ambitions. This new operational reactor signifies a chilling progression in North Korea's nuclear program, a progression that has sent ripples of concern across the globe. The implications of a second operational nuclear reactor in North Korea are far-reaching and deeply concerning. This second reactor, a light water reactor, appears to be operational as warm water discharge has been observed, a clear sign that the reactor has achieved criticality, a state in which a nuclear chain reaction is self-sustaining. This is a significant development, as it could substantially increase North Korea's capacity to produce plutonium for its nuclear weapons program. To understand the magnitude of this, let's take a quick look at the numbers. North Korea's first nuclear reactor, a 5-megawatt capacity reactor, has been the only known source of plutonium for its weapons program until now. The introduction of a second operational reactor, which is about 10 times larger than the existing one, could potentially increase North Korea's plutonium production by a factor of 10. This means that the country could significantly boost its nuclear arsenal, a chilling prospect for the global community. Moreover, the construction and operation of this light water reactor is a direct violation of United Nations Security Council resolutions. It's a deeply regrettable act that does nothing but escalate tensions and fuel uncertainty. The light water reactor, like any nuclear reactor, can produce plutonium in its irradiated fuel. This plutonium can be separated during reprocessing, making it a potential source for nuclear weapons. This development is not just a matter of regional security, but a global concern. It's a stark reminder of North Korea's nuclear ambitions and its apparent disregard for international norms and agreements. It's a situation that demands an urgent and concerted response from the international community. In conclusion, the implications of a second operational nuclear reactor in North Korea are far from benign. It's a development that could significantly enhance North Korea's nuclear capabilities, posing a serious threat to regional and global security. This development is a cause for concern, not just for the immediate neighbors of North Korea, but for the global community as a whole. This recent development compels us to reflect on the broader context of North Korea's nuclear ambitions. The completion of a second operational reactor in Yongbyon sends a ripple of concern across the global stage. It's a stark reminder of the expanding nuclear capabilities of a nation that, despite numerous sanctions and diplomatic negotiations, continues to follow its own path. The implications of this development are far-reaching and complex. On one hand, it escalates tensions, posing significant challenges for peace and security. On the other, it underscores the urgent need for effective diplomacy, negotiation, and disarmament strategies. The international community, particularly the United States, finds itself in a precarious situation. The US has been closely monitoring North Korea's nuclear progress, yet this recent development signals a potential shift in the balance of power. The question now is, how will the US and other nations respond? Could this lead to a resurgence of diplomatic talks, or will it result in further isolation for North Korea? The stakes are high, and the answers are not straightforward. This situation also sheds light on the broader issue of nuclear proliferation. It's a stark reminder that the pursuit of nuclear weapons remains a pressing global concern, one that requires a unified, coordinated response from the international community. As we continue to monitor the situation in North Korea, it becomes increasingly clear that navigating the complexities of nuclear diplomacy requires a nuanced, informed, and global approach.